Hi, this is Phil from One Model, and here's another insight from Culture Curated. Yeah, Season and Yuli, I think we all have a sense that improving culture is going to improve performance. And so if I'm a CEO out there, probably my next move is to go out and buy a ping pong table, throw it in the nearest break room, and my problems will be solved, right?
So one of the things that's important to be aware of is that any good culture is going to be built on the foundation of strong compliance. And what I mean by that is how the laws that apply to businesses, to the world of HR, and the foundation of how we have to treat people, how you promote the decisions that you make. There's accountability there. And so we believe that you have to start to make sure that you have that healthy foundation, that you have a good compliance culture. That's not your culture, but that is the foundation. So that's where you start, is you have to make sure you are in compliance.
Now, I do think we all have a somewhat superficial assumption that, culture is just all about being fun. And then when we think about it more deeply, we think that culture is, in fact, about accountability. It's about results. It's about being able to trust your teammates. And so how do you get people to start moving the conversation in that direction?
And one thing I would add to that is, as far as how you make the change, what Season said is when you start with a compliance focus, it's almost like your bottom layer. Then you go up and you do think about just what psychology teaches us about how, as humans, we're saying we want a sense of belonging. We want a sense of connection. We want to feel ultimately to this part of self-actualization where you're connected to the mission and vision of the company, where you see that your work is being rewarded and you feel that sense of fulfillment in the work that you're doing. So there's different steps to get there. If you do start with a compliance focus first, then that allows then managers to start focusing on building connections and relationships with employees. That then leads to that sense of belonging, that you have the support you need. And we hear concepts today of psychological safety, which are critical in order to build a good culture where people do feel safe to share ideas.
So if you boil all that down, how do you get started?
One of the ways that we would recommend a company get started is an organizational assessment. So we would want to have an idea of what are people really feeling? What are your compliance, how are you doing compliance-wise? We would also then want to know, how do people feel amongst peers? So there's different organizational assessments that you can do, but doing an assessment would be the first step.
So how should people reach out?
People can email us. You'll see the email below, and we're happy to have a conversation.